Our Mother's Day 2021 started off quite interesting. My wife and I are fully vaccinated, so now it was our 18-year-old's turn to get shot number 2. We went down to the vaccination site with a 9:30 a.m. appointment. Apparently, everyone else had the same idea too, as the line was completely wrapped around the building. A nice lady informed those standing in the line that this was a Moderna-only shot day, and if you were looking for Pfizer or J&J, you done straight wasted your time. Happy Mother's Day, now go home. After navigating the line for what seemed to be an eternity, we noticed everyone was put in the timeout to facing the wall. She got her shots, and then was also put in the timeout herself. After shots, breakfast, however, was less than quick, as we sat in line for another 20 minutes, complete with a guy who stood in the drive-thru line behind my car, just to find out that the restaurant ran out of eggs at the beginning of the day. Bruh. Like, comment, share. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start getting everything prepped up for the cook right now. I've got two things that I'm gonna be making. I'm gonna be making a bacon bomb explosion, or a couple of them. And then I decided I was going to do some pork tenderloins here. So I've got these tenderloins. They come two to a pack. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to bacon wrap them. So there are two of them a piece there. So there's 4 tenderloins in there. We got our Italian sausage for the bacon bomb explosion. We've got our bacon. I've got 2 different kinds of bacon. I've got the applewood bacon here, and then I've got this hickory bacon. They kind of ran out of this bigger, thicker cut bacon here. And then for the rubs, today I'm going to be using obviously the JP Licious rub here that I picked up from JP Barbecue. Thank you, JP. And then I picked this up at my local Ace Hardware. Hopefully you can see that it is a touch of cherry barbecue rub. You have to shake it up really good to get that cherry flavor out of there, but it's really sweet and it's got a nice cherry flavor to it. So I'm going to throw that on some of this meat too. So let's go ahead and get started with our tenderloins and stuff. The first thing we're going to do before we do anything else, with the tenderloins, we're going to lay out our bacon first. Then we're going to take these, we're going to do the bacon bomb explosions first. And so with the bacon bomb explosions, you've got to lattice your bacon, and then you've got to season it. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with these plastic bags here. I got this tip off of another YouTuber. I wish I could remember his name. But you put the sausage in there, and then you can flatten it out with a rolling pin. So I'm going to do that. But before I get too down in the weeds there, I've already washed my hands. So I'm going to put on some gloves here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put down, which one should we do first?
I think hickory.
The hickory, okay. Vote is for the hickory. Okay, so we're going to do the hickory first. All right, so we're going to open this up. It smells good, don't it? Yeah, it smells good. Okay. I'm going to take about a half of this package here, because we're going to be making 2 bacon bomb explosions. So we're going to take half of this out, and it's thick cut bacon. Did I get you? Oh, it ain't going to hurt you. It's thick cut bacon. So here's what I do. I spread the bacon out, and then after I take that piece of bacon off of there, I stretch it out just a smidge, and then you lay it down. And I always try to put the pieces kind of going the same way. Is what I do. So we're going to start from this side here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take every other piece. Watching over there? Okay. We're going to take every other piece. We're going to take another piece of bacon here. We're going to put this one on the end, like this. And that starts our lattice there. So then you take the pieces that you didn't, which is the other ones here. You just take off another piece, stretch it out a little bit, don't break it, but now I'm going to make this kind of up snug next to it, and then I just put this out like that, and then I like to snug it up just a little bit more, and then I just repeat the process. You're gonna have to roll it here in a minute. Okay, so we've got a nice bacon lattice here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these gloves off because I've got to grab my seasoning here. All right, so we're gonna throw some of this JP-licious barbecue rub on there. Y'all can see that. I used this on some chicken a few weeks ago. It smells good, and it smelled. It did a wonderful job. I'm getting a knot over here, so we're gonna go ahead and season this up on the inside here. Then we've got our Italian sausage here. So what you do with this Italian sausage, let me put my other glove back on here. Now, what we do is we're going to open up this pork sausage. It's Italian pork sausage, okay? And what we need to do with this Italian sausage is we're going to put it in that Ziploc bag over there, and then we're going to roll it nice and flat. I will need the meat shears, please. The meat scissors. Thank you, ma'am. Should make you do this. With ground meat like this, once you get it in this Ziploc bag like this, let's move this to the side over here. Don't touch that. Okay, and this is fairly safe, and our table is very, very clean because it gets cleaned every night. Yes? Yeah. All right. Okay, so what you do is you take this pound of ground Italian sausage, and just start kind of squishing it down. Try and get it in the bottom there, because that's where the air kind of forms. And then you take this rolling pin and just roll it out a little bit. Now again, you don't have to do this, but it does make it a lot easier to deal with. I've noticed. I watched the guy do this on YouTube, and I was like, hey, that's ingenious. I might have to try that. Okay, so you don't want to press it to the point where it's coming out of the bag. What you do is you try and get it even all the way across. Piece of this pound of Italian sausage all ready to go. So what I do next, let's move this up. I need you to move that and put the lid on it so if it tips, it doesn't spill. Okay. I'm gonna take this and put that there so you can see it. Then what you do is you just open up, and I have my right hand, I'm still not getting that dirty because I gotta use it on these scissors. And just kind of gently take the bag off of it. Is it a waste of a perfectly good Ziploc bag? Yes, but you'll see why it's a lot easier in a minute. I'm gonna roll this up real quick. Bless you. Now, still having a clean hand, I'm not touching anything here. All you do, let me do it this way. You just take this piece of meat, or it's 1 pound of ground Italian sausage. And then, what you do is you just unstick it from the plastic bag. Don't worry if some of it gets stuck in there, you can get it out of there, it's not a problem. There we go. And it should just come right on off, like that. I could put more of the JP Licious rub on there, but I think since I'm trying to mess around with the flavors here, cheese. I'm going to put some of this touch of cherry on there. If I can lift that open. That smells really good. Okay. So I'm gonna throw some of this on there. Let me do this with my other hand so you can see what I'm doing. Nice and liberal. Put it on there. So we've got two different kinds of cheese here. I've got a Fiesta blend cheese, which is Monterey Jack, cheddar, queso, quesadilla, asadero, and I think there's some Colby in there too. And then I've got a thing of mozzarella cheese here as well. Now the mozzarella cheese does not melt as much as fast as the Fiesta blend cheeses do. This is a finer cheese here. Okay. So, and all of this cheese is going to get used. So, well, most of it, I should say. What I've done is I've got some of this. I've got half of this Fiesta blend cheese. I'm going to put half of that mozzarella in there. Twist that up and make sure you got to make sure it's closed. And then now what I'm doing is I'm just mixing up this cheese here so that we've got a combination of a bunch of different cheeses put together. Now, the next step, we've seasoned this. We're just gonna, actually, let's do this first because this will help the cheese stick better. We're going to put this barbecue sauce. So I'm just using this Heinz barbecue sauce. It's a family fave, so I'll just kind of stick with it. So we're going to go ahead and put some of this barbecue sauce all on here. Don't be stingy with it. Next up is the cheese. So you just throw a bunch of cheese in there. Spread it all over there. Okay. One last little bit of the JP Licious. Of the JP Licious on the inside. now it is time to take that and to twist it up. Now, it's even on both sides. There's 7 pieces on both sides, so it doesn't matter which way you twist from. But for neatness sake, I'm gonna take this side here, like that, and I'm gonna twist from this direction. Trying not to mess up my lattice here. Like this. I'm gonna roll it nice and as tight as I possibly can. Like that. Here we go. We have a log of bacon. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to season up this, the outside of this bad boy here with some of the cherry. I'm going to try to get the side here without unwrapping it. The same side thing over here. And then I'm going to do the same with this JP-licious. So that gives it a double flavor profile here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and lift this nicely formed hunk of meat. Uh-oh, I'm losing my stuff here. We've got the first one here. Got it seasoned up, rolled up, and everything else there. And just I'm going to poke it a little bit just to keep it nice and pretty. All right. Just like so. I'm going to make the other one. I'm not going to bore you with that one, so I'll record when I start making the messing around with the tenderloin. So we'll come back to that. So I've got this tenderloin here, and on this one, it's a pork tenderloin, and on this one, on these two I should say, what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of bind them together and to make one large tenderloin. But we're going to bake and wrap them first here. So now I'm going to get some more bacon. No, bacon wrapped in bacon, right? I'll try to at least. It's one thing about wearing gloves. You just can't grip things the way you want to. Like this. And I got one more piece here. Like this. And we're going to take our, you know what? We're going to take our rub here. Spread it down some like so. And this one, I'm going to just do only the cherry rub. And then on the other one, I'll do the JP-licious rub. So I've got my tenderloin here. Let me kind of bunch it up just a smidge. Got this one here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm giving up trying to keep this thing clean here. Do the other side of the tenderloin. The lawn. I'm going to put it on this side here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap this in bacon. This has to be the biggest pot that I have ever seen, or skillet or whatever. This is a skillet that I've ever seen in my life. This thing is 14.4. This is our stove. That's a pizza pan that our middle daughter fixed some garlic bread on. Look how big this thing is. I mean, this thing is ginormous. And she couldn't wait to use it, y'all. This is what I went to the store to get. This is exactly what she requested. Oh, when I saw this thing, I was like, oh my gosh, that thing is huge. I mean, look how big this thing is. It's huge. Well, that's what she wanted. It's tasty. It's from Tasty. So that's what she wanted, y'all. I mean, this thing it dwarfs. It dwarfs. It's huge. Alrighty. Later.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Alright. So now it is Mother's Day. Yay. And we're going to go ahead and get our smoker started. Got the macaroni and cheese already done. I was going to do this last night, but it rained cats and dogs here. So there's the bacon bomb, 2 of the pork tenderloins that are bacon wrapped. Actually, those are all the tenderloins there. This is the bacon bomb right here, and I also have some sausage that I'm going to do too. So we're going to put all of this on the smoker and go from there. Go ahead and get the meter set up. It's the first cook. So I've got 1, 2, 3, actually 4 big pieces of meat here, or 4 pieces of meat. Let's go ahead and turn the meter on. Fully charged. Let's turn our phone on. Okay. Start our meter app. We'll click use. We'll click use Wi-Fi on the meter app. So we'll click use Wi-Fi. And we should see an indicator here that we're connected to the meter. Go back to our meter. Okay. So, all good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this set up for the cook. Autofocus here. Alright, let's set up cook. And we're going to be cooking pork. And it's tenderloin. We're going to do medium, which is 145. We're going to say start cook. We're going to insert the meter probe as it says there. It gives you these nice little directions here. Sorry with the camera work, y'all. It's going to give us our little directions here. So let's get our first probe. Get it inserted into our stuff here. So this is the bacon wrapped, tenderloins. We're going to insert it all the way into there, into that little line. And say start to cook. And say start cook again. There we go. And we've got a temperature with ambient. And we'll do that to the second one as well. So I'll get these set up. And once I get them all set up and inserted, I'll come back. Okay, well, I've got all 4 of the meter probes in here. 1, 2, 3 are in the tenderloins. The 4th is in the Bacon Bomb Explosion. I've got the tenderloin set to a target temp of 145. I got the bacon bomb set to a temp of 160 internal. And you'll see the 44, 45 degrees there. Now we're going to go ahead and get the charcoal on the grill, on the smoker, and I'll show you that, and we'll put all the meat on. One of the probes consistently loses connection. I've got the block like right next to the smoker outside. It's that second one. It seems to always be kind of iffy. But you see, the other 3 are, with the block like right next to it. The other 3 seem to be doing okay. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. So this is the second bacon wrapped tenderloin. My meter probe says it's at 149. So let's do a temperature check ourselves to see how accurate we are. We are at 150. Oh yeah, that's done. That's done.
that's really good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really good. Folks gonna love me today.
Ooh, it's kind of hot. It's running out of time. We gotta hurry.
AJ, take your hands off the table, my dear. Thank you.
Bye. It smells better, right?
Yeah, it does, yes.